What happened?
This group of guys attacked me.
Everything.
Is this Mary Blackwood?
Ouija Witch. The movie opens with two friends, Laura and Viola, using an old Ouija board. They want to contact Mary Blackwood, a woman from their town's past who was hanged and burned. The planchette moves, a noise interrupts them, and they get scared. The sound is not a ghost, it's Tim, Viola's boyfriend. He teases them and then agrees to join. He mocks Mary Blackwood. The lights go out, and he heads to the attic to check the fuse box. Strange things happen around him. Downstairs, Viola tells Laura she used the board last night to ask if Tim was cheating, and it said yes. She got angry and told the spirit she wanted Tim dead. She also had a dream where he died. The girls then rush to Tim, hearing him. He is hanging, dead. Viola cries that it is the witch. We jump to years later. Sarah Byrne wakes up at home with her mother, who is Viola from the opening. Sarah works nights at a bar, wants her own place, and is not happy about moving back. At the bar, she deals with a group of local guys: Isaac, Caleb, Asher, and Derek. Isaac is cocky and crude. Caleb piles on. Asher is the younger brother who goes along with the others to fit in. Derek is the one who shows some conscience. Sarah's co-worker and friend, Liz, looks out for her and keeps the bar running. The men push, flirt, and cross lines. Sarah shuts them down with sharp comebacks. The owner throws the guys out. Later that night, Sarah walks home. Derek approaches to apologize for his friends and to talk. He tries to be kind and hints he likes her, but the rest of the guys pull up and block the street. Isaac wants to finish what they started at the bar. Sarah fights back. She carries pepper spray and is not easily scared, but the group corners her and gets violent. Derek tries to stop them and gets beaten. The moment turns ugly. Thunder rumbles. Isaac finally drags the others away. They toss an injured Derek in the car and drive off, leaving Sarah bruised and shaken. Hurt and alone, Sarah wanders into a strange antiques and occult shop. The shopkeeper is calm, almost soothing, and asks what Sarah wants to see done to the men.
What if you could stop these men for good?
The woman warns that police and courts might not be able to fix anything, especially given the men's connections. She says there are other ways. She produces a spirit board tied to Mary Blackwood, a powerful witch, wronged and executed centuries ago. She explains that the board can open a door, but it requires a sacrifice, Sarah's blood. Sarah hesitates, then agrees. The shopkeeper cuts Sarah's palm and guides a ritual.
What the hell?
Sit.
A woman wronged. A woman betrayed. A woman with vengeance in her heart. The planchette spells M-A-R-Y, Mary Blackwood answers. Sarah asks Mary to make the men who attacked her feel the fear and helplessness she felt.
I want the men who attacked me tonight to know the pain that I felt.
The shopkeeper tells Sarah to go. The door is already open. Soon after, the killings begin. A woman lures one of the men with a sweet tone that turns cold. The scene repeats the words those men used on Sarah the night before. The man begs. He dies. It feels like the witch is replaying their cruelty back at them. The violence is blunt and personal. There are no elaborate tricks, just punishment delivered in the same spirit as the harm. Back at the bar the next day, Sarah talks to Liz about her mother and about Mary Blackwood's legend. Liz explains the town's history. Mary was accused of witchcraft by a cheating husband, hanged from a big tree, and then burned. She left 3 daughters behind. Some people say Mary had a spirit board and worked with energies of the earth. Other townsfolk whisper about a secret coven that still helps Mary haunt the town. Liz also says that after the deaths of Tim and Laura years ago, Sarah's mother, Viola, was never the same. A therapist later suggested Tim and Laura killed themselves after a fight, and that Viola had a breakdown. But whatever happened that night changed Viola for good. Derek wants to cut ties with Isaac and Caleb. He tells Asher he's had enough, but Asher clings to Isaac because Isaac's family gave him a job and status. Derek tells him to be his own person. It's a sad conversation. Asher wants to be accepted and is easily led. Another death hits. The method echoes the assault on Sarah. A mocking tone turns to panic. We see how Mary uses people and places to corner her victims. It becomes clear that the witch is not stopping at one man. At work, Sarah suddenly feels dizzy and nearly collapses. Liz sends her home early. Derek walks her and promises to stay away from the others. He offers to go to the police, but Sarah refuses. She wants to control the fallout and protect herself from more attention. Derek admits he likes a woman who can take care of herself. Sarah says she has someone in mind for him, meaning herself, but she keeps things light. Meanwhile, Isaac and Caleb argue about what to do. Caleb is spooked and wants to back off. Isaac refuses. He fears police, charges, and the end of his comfortable life. He talks about consequences, then ignores them. He decides to follow Sarah and finish it. Caleb is torn, but trails him. That night, Sarah dreams the summoning lines again. A woman wronged. A woman betrayed. She wakes to an argument with her mother. Viola has learned that Sarah is due in court in New York for breaking the law. Sarah explains it was during a fight between her dad and stepmother that she tried to escape the drama, and that it wasn't about drugs. The fight turns personal. Sarah accuses her mom of never parenting, of being obsessed with Mary Blackwood since that night, and of being ruled by fear. Viola insists that Mary is not honest, and says that Tim and Laura killed themselves. She admits she should have listened to Sarah's father and gotten therapy. Sarah pushes back, asking what if Mary did come back, but not for Viola this time. She leaves. Derek arrives at Sarah's house, shaken. Asher is dead. People say suicide, but Derek doubts it. Sarah says she had a dream of Asher hanging from a noose. Derek says he dreamed the same thing and woke up with marks on his neck. They realize they must stop Mary before she kills again. Sarah wants to return to the shopkeeper to close the door, but the shop is gone. They decide to warn Isaac and Caleb. At the bar, Liz flirts with Caleb to keep him calm and buys drinks. He snaps and fights with Isaac about what to do next. Isaac's temper escalates. He blames Sarah and calls her nuts like her mother. Caleb still wants to walk away. Isaac storms out to find Sarah on his own. Mary strikes again. A woman lures a man to a house that isn't his. The heat is off. The air is wrong. The man is seduced, then attacked. We cut back to the bar. Liz is injured and terrified. Derek and Sarah arrive to find her and realize the stories are true. Liz says Sarah went to get the Ouija board to stop Mary. Derek and Sarah rush to the house where Sarah dreamed the board would be. They realize Isaac is there too. Inside, Mary toys with Isaac. Sarah and Derek feel her presence. In the attic, Sarah senses the board. She gets weak, then pushes through it and finds the board. At that moment, Viola appears. She pleads with Sarah to stop the ritual. Sarah explains the stakes. Once Mary finishes with the men, she will come for Sarah or Derek. Viola tells her the worst truth. You only close the door when you die. That's what happened to Laura. Viola says bargaining will not work. Sarah refuses to accept it. She says they have to try. Mother and daughter begin a final summoning together. I summon the spirit attached to this board. A woman scorned. A woman betrayed. A woman with vengeance in her heart, Mary answers. The planchette spells out the demand. Her blood. Viola asks if Mary will take another's blood instead of Sarah's. Sarah panics. Viola steadies her and, as a mother, offers herself. Sarah changes tactics and speaks to Mary's wound. She acknowledges Mary's innocence, her rage, and her pain as a mother torn from her children. She asks Mary to let go, to stop causing pain, and to close the door. For a moment, it seems to work. Viola says the door is closed. Then Mary turns. "Your blood is next." The witch grabs Sarah. Viola fights back, screaming at Mary to release her daughter. They battle in the attic. No fancy spell, just desperate love versus hate. Viola sets Mary on fire. "Burn in hell, witch." The board is destroyed. The attack stops. Afterwards, the smoke clears. Sarah and Viola hold each other on the attic floor, coughing through the sour smell of burned varnish. Viola's hands shake, but she keeps one on Sarah's cheek, as if proof she is still here. She admits simply that she was ready to trade her life for her daughter's. Sarah, hoarse and stunned, says the board is gone forever. Viola answers, "I'm sure," and the answer lands like a blanket. Warm, heavy, and not quite true. Fire has eaten the letters. The planchette lies in 2 blackened pieces, and yet the room hums with a silence that feels crowded. Downstairs, a pipe ticks. Somewhere outside, a siren fades. Sarah helps her mother stand. They move slowly, stepping over ash, agreeing to tell no one everything. Cut to a different doorway, a different bell, a different counter under lamps. The film ends on a quiet echo. Somewhere, a polite voice says, "Good evening. How can I help you?" As if the cycle could start again in another shop, on another night. Thanks for watching till the end. Your support keeps us going and helps us bring more awesome stories to life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay tuned for the next movie on Addict Recap.